Recording.
Okay, good. Close. Share. وصلنا المشوار الماضي. تذكروني.
صرنا دكتور بالفاست بالار اي. If the equation is fast, RA equals
Continuity equation عملنا ال simplifying conditions تبعولها.
لا دكتور فوت.
لا ما عملنا الكونديشنز.
لا انا فت على الفايل الغلط. يرجع اطلع منه. بدي اطلع. لحظة شوي علي بس. اوكي. chapter 1. يلا فتنا على chapter 1. good. نسيت شغلي. need to use pencil. بس small revision a little bit. Conservation equation. mass conservation equation. عم تسمعوني شايفين الصورة؟
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Good. So the behind the sentence أو هيد الباراجراف بنكون عملنا ال continuity equation, which is the equation of the fluid flow, okay, and the chemical reaction equation. هلا أول سؤال نسأله from the mass conservation equation, try to find the chemical reaction equation, okay, or مفهوم chemical reaction equation. Then we start from the flux in, generated flux equal flux out plus accumulated flux. The accumulated flux of species A, okay, من control volume. بعدكم متذكرينها من control volume ومن density بنجيب accumulated flux. Also, we find the generated flux of species A from the molar production rate اللي هو ال RA, molar production rate. هلا تصير mass production rate, I need to multiply the molar times the molar mass MA. Okay? بيصير انه المولر ماس شو هي؟ كيلوغرام بير مول. اوكي؟ وال RA هي مول بير متر كيوب بير سكند. بيطير المول بتصير كيلوغرام بير متر كيوب بير سكند، بتصير بنسميها ماس برودكشن ريت تايم ذا فوليوم دلتا اكس دلتا واي دلتا زد. هيك بنجيب اثنين. Also we find the flux in and the flux out from the three phases passing by O and the three phases or the in phases and the out phases passing by the opposite point of O, okay, to O. Then when we add in this equation, we add the flux out minus flux in over the volume delta x delta y delta z, we find the divergence of the NA, divergence of NA, the molar flux NA. Okay? بعدكم متابعين معي؟
Yes.
Okay. Then we find here the chemical reaction equation MARA equal plus MA nabla NA. Okay, when we divide by the molar mass MA, we find RA equal dCA over dt plus nabla NA. Okay, this is the chemical reaction equation of the species A. Okay, هذا بيكون first equation. هلا هودي الشغلات اللي بيجوا بعدين it's a small simplification when the chemical reaction is equal to 0, and here when we put Na equal MaNA, we find 0 over dt plus nabla Na equals 0. Okay, it's a simplified equation. هلا قبل ما نوصل يعني first equation موقف لهون. And we say that RA equal dCA over dt plus nabla A is a chemical reaction equation. هلا second question is find from the chemical reaction equation, or try to write the continuity equation of the fluid flow. The continuity equation, you need to write this equation: d rho over dt plus d rho u over dx plus d rho v over dy plus d rho w over dz equals 0. And you say that this is the continuity equation of the fluid mechanics. مفهوم؟
Yes.
هذا second equation. Third equation, describe the continuity equation of the fluid mechanics. Description كيف تكون؟ First term here is the accumulated term. It's called the accumulated term. Okay?
Okay.
This term is the accumulated term, and this term is a flux out minus flux in term. It's a flux term. That's meaning the flux term, or the divergence of the velocity times the density. Like rho u, yani flux, it's a flux. Okay? Kilogram per meter square per second. Kilogram meter square per second. It's the mass flux per surface unit. Mass flux per surface unit. Okay? Here is this one is the accumulation. And this one is a mass flux. Mass flux term. Mass flux term. مفهوم؟
سوري يس بس في حدا بده يفوت يمكن
إيه ما بين عندي. هلا ببين وين هو؟ خليني نضطر اعمل لهم ادمت. ما بين. وين بدي اشوفه؟ البارتيسيبنت ادمت. اوكي. هيك ما لازم يتاخروا. بعدكم عم تشوفوا لحظه شوي عدتمت هلا. جود. رجعتوا عم تشوفوا الباوربوينت؟
لا.
لا.
ارجع اعمل شير. لحظه شوي. اوكي. جود. يلا رجعت عملت شير. اوكي. مشي الحال؟
Yes.
اوكي. Good. لكن third question, describe the continuity. Then you say that this equation is a continuity equation of the fluid flow in Cartesian coordinate in the 3-dimension, where the first term is the accumulation term and the other terms, the remaining terms, are the mass flux term. مفهوم؟
مفهوم.
Okay. Then we need to talk about the simplification, simplified conditions. حكينا عنهم شيء يا ودي المشوار الماضي؟
لا ما حكينا عنهم.
Okay. Now خلينا نعددهم نرجع نشوفهم بقلب الايكويشن. انه third fourth question هو give the whole simplified conditions. give the whole simplified conditions. Then, if we work in permanent medium, from now, you will hear permanent or transient. Even in COMSOL, there is something called permanent equation or transient equation. So you need to click on permanent or transient in order to put this term. And with this term, it will be eliminated if you put permanent medium. يلي هو دي رو over dt. The accumulation term, بس إنه أنا permanent medium, the accumulation term will be eliminated. Is equal to 0. مفهوم؟
Yes.
And if we say transient medium, that's meaning that d rho over dt is different to 0. And in this case, we can add this accumulation term into the equation. Because before this term, there is a small chronicle. You see what? Small chronicle. This small chronicle is 0 or 1. If it's a permanent, chronicle equals 0. If it's a transient, chronicle equal to 1. Then this term will exist inside the equation, will be added to the equation. مفهوم? Otherwise, it will be eliminated. مفهوم?
مفهوم.
Yes, sir.
If rho now is constant, if rho is constant, the density is constant, then the derivative of the density is equal to 0. D rho over dt is equal to 0. In this case, what we will have or we will find, if rho is constant, d rho over dt equals 0, then we find the divergence of the velocity equals 0. That's meaning nabla dot v equal to 0. Okay?
دكتور
d
بس
over
سوري، في حدا بده يفوت.
ليش عم يتأخروا هيك؟ كل ما بنروح ونجي
لا أنا عم بتروح على الإنترنت.
بليز خبروني مين بده يفوت ومين بده يطلع. رجعت بعدكم عم تشوفوا الصورة وين راحت الصورة؟
ماشي الحال مبلا.
Good. لكن divergence v equals 0 or nabla dot v equals 0 in this case. Then if rho is isotropic, that's meaning constant density in all direction. Constant density, same density in all direction. In this case, the derivative along x, y, z of the density is equal to 0. Okay, and then I can find d rho over dt plus du over dx plus dv over dy plus dw over dz equal to 0. الترم الرو بيختفي من الايكويشن هيدي بضل في الاكيوميليشن plus divergence v equals 0. Okay, do you understand?
Yep.
Okay. Other case, if we are working in 2 dimension where the medium is a permanent medium and the density is constant, then we have du over dx plus dv over dy equals 0. And in 1 dimension, we have du over dx equals 0. That's all dimensionless simplified conditions that can be used in this equation, for this equation. مفهوم?
Yep.
Okay. So when I give you the equation, you see, if I give you this equation, du over dx plus dv over dy equals 0. And I would say, what describe this equation? So then you will say, this equation is a continuity equation of the fluid flow in 2 dimension in Cartesian coordinate, where the medium is a permanent medium. Okay? And the only term that exists in this equation is the velocity term, gradient of velocity. velocity gradient. هذا الجواب. Give the whole, second question, give the whole simplified conditions. Then you say it is a permanent medium, then d rho over dt equals 0. The density is constant or isotropic, which mean d rho over dx equals 0. Okay. The thermophysical properties maybe is constant. هيك طلعت الرو برا الديريفاتيف. Okay. And the d rho over dt equals 0 بتصير. Okay. We are working in Cartesian coordinate in two-dimensional. How دي كمان simplified conditions. مفهوم؟
Yeah.
مفهوم؟
مفهوم.
Yes, doctor.
Good. Minutes. Now we need to talk about the momentum equation or the Navier-Stokes equation. Navier-Stokes equation. Can you read carefully this equation? Minutes. I give you 5 minutes to read this equation. Wait. A little bit. ماشي الحال؟
Yes.
بدي منكم تكتبوها على ورقة هلا. أول equation لحظة بس يضوي عندي. يضوي عندي لأنه بس انتقل من الزوم لل بيضوي بيطفي. فوالا. اوكي جود. Okay, write this equation in a paper. عم تسمعوني؟
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Okay. The first equation. D rho u over dt plus u d rho u over dx plus v d rho u over dy plus w d rho u over dz plus dp over dx equal d2 mu du over dx all over dx plus d mu du over dy plus dv over dx all over dy plus sigma k df over dx. كتبتوها؟
يلا ثواني.
بس تاني دكتور.
Okay. This equation, I do not need to create or develop this equation from the velocity or momentum balance. Okay, we don't have time to do it because it's very long. Okay, then I give you this equation, the complete form of this equation. Then I will see together the short form. Okay, but now we will apply the different equations to this equation. Okay, to understand this equation. Okay, you finish?
Yes.